What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So the Romania Pro is going down this weekend and all the fans are super excited to see Andrew Jacked back on the bodybuilding stage after he delivered such an awesome performance at this past Olympia, which got him top 3, the highest he has ever placed at the Olympia stage. Now, he could have been higher and people would have been totally fine with that because some people out there, they even had him winning the Olympia this year. So the anticipation that has been building up on whether Andrew and his coach Chris Aceto, they can duplicate a similar look or maybe an even better look at this upcoming Romania Pro. Even though we all know Andrew is gonna win this show, even if he shows up at 90% or maybe even at 85%, because the competition here, that first of all isn't very tough. And on top of that, that is the kind of genetic freak Andrew Jacked is. That kind of genetic gift that he has, plus on top of that, that diet phase tells you everything that the man is gonna be on. And the fact that he has been taking this prep very seriously and he's leaving nothing to chance. Just think about this. Andrew getting top 3 at the Olympia this year meant that he got the automatic qualification for the Olympia next year. So why did he bother dieting for another 5 weeks or so? Maybe him and his team, they wanna make a very solid statement that he's gonna be the absolute favorite going into the upcoming Arnold, Ohio, which is happening in March next year. And they have figured out the right formula that works wonderfully in his favor. So this is the first time in Andrew's career where he has this privilege of taking a long off season, as there is now zero pressure on him to compete in the middle of the year to earn his Olympia spot. He did the Arnold Classic this year and he showed us all that he can certainly make a whole lot of improvements during that small time from March to October. So we are expecting something similar from Andrew for the Olympia next year too. Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So from this little update from Hunter Labrada, a question can be raised. Where would have Hunter placed at this past Olympia if he was in a similar condition like 2024, which was the best of his pro career, especially him at the prejudging? So this guy is a legit top 6 guy, no matter how deep the lineup is. But with Martin leveling up, this could have been an awesome battle again. So this was the first year since 2020 where Hunter decided not to do the Olympia because his shoulder needed a surgery. And sooner or later, he had to get that done. Even though he probably has been on TRT for most part of this year, as he himself claimed. But he was able to hold on a lot of that muscle mass, and that too pretty damn well. And now he is slowly ramping things up, building his physique back up. And Hunter will continue to get bigger, and he's gonna get a lot of his density back in these upcoming months. Now, it's a simple fact that people do not appreciate that kind of physique that he has as much as they should, especially the one that we saw at his last show, the Olympia last year. Even though he has been unable to nail his peak to 100%, as we have kind of seen him flattening out in today's shows like the Olympia. But 2025, that was a very competitive Olympia lineup. And even then, I am very certain, had he been there, he would have been fighting for a top 6 finish. So his comparison pictures with Hadi Choopan, they showed us how big and muscular Hunter Labrada truly is. So if Hunter wants to make a run for the upcoming Arnold, this is where he starts. Next up, we have an update from Brandao, who most likely will be doing the Arnold, Ohio next year. So where would have Brandao placed at this past Mr. Olympia? Well, I'm gonna say not as good as Hunter. Now, he is considered one of the most beautiful physique in the men's open bodybuilding and for a very long time now. And honestly, multiple bodybuilding media outlets, including ours, they are often very hard on him, as he gets the same critique year after year that he needs more size, more mass. But if we look at his physique, from 2017, the year he made his pro debut, to last year, he put on quite a lot of size, and he also made sure that he maintained that small waistline, his aesthetics, and he was able to hold on to all his classic lines pretty damn well. Now the size, that is nowhere near the level of guys like Samson Dauda or Andrew Jack. But it's a fact that not everyone can grow like Samson Dauda, or nearly as fast as him. Now, it was an awesome decision by Brandao, skipping this year's Olympia, as this was far from being an ideal off-season. He was battling with some kind of digestion problem for most part of the year, where he had to reduce the quantity of food that he could intake, that he could eat, and they were needed in order for him to grow and even to maintain. Now, this year is gonna be remembered as the year where the competition that got super competitive. So Rafael Brandao will most probably compete at the Arnold Ohio next year, and this is perfect time for him to get back into the groove. And we have to keep in mind his best look to date, that remains to be the Arnold Ohio back in 2024, where he placed third behind Hadi Chopin and Samson Dauda. Honestly, we kind of heard a similar claim from Blessing Avodibu the last time he started the prep. He was extremely confident because he spent like 18 months trying to get big to grow his legs. And he was very sure that he's gonna show up a better bodybuilder overall. But the results, they were extremely disappointing. He himself admitted that he looked better back in 2022 when he won the Indy Pro and the New York Pro compared to what he brought at the Legion Sports this year. Yes, he was small back in 2022, but at least he was perfectly peaked. He was in a superb conditioning. Now, if I'm being 100% blunt here, there was not a single thing positive about the look of Blessing that we saw at the Legion Sports. His legs, they looked washed out. His obliques, they were looking bigger. He had a wider waistline. Even his upper half, that used to be very polished and very conditioned, even that wasn't looking as impressive as it was a couple of years back. And that is one of the major reasons why he did not even make top 5 in an Olympia qualifier, which was comparatively a weaker show compared to what we saw in the rest of the year. So now that he's starting another prep, and this will most probably be for Detroit Pro next year, because that is the first show in 2026, right before the Arnold. There are some big question marks regarding Blessing's future. What did he do differently in these last 4 months or so that he did not do previously in the last 16 months before the Legion Sports, which are now gonna allow him to bring up his legs and show up with bare proportions top to bottom? So he was training with Chris Cormier. That is one thing that's different. And hopefully that will be a difference maker the next time he steps on stage. At this point, all we know is that the competition, that is getting bigger and better and tougher with every passing year, and Blessing is in the list of those guys who have to evolve, and pretty damn fast, if he wants to survive in the open bodybuilding. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.